In a tense dialogue, secrets unfold within prison walls, unveiling shocking truths about Jennifer Soto's involvement with Stephan Stearns.
People are going crazy in chat. Jen Soto has not been arrested yet. Stephan Stearns is finally talking. And thirdly, if anybody else had these, if Plunder would have paid $10,000 or Grizzly would have paid $10,000 for these FOIA requests, she would be reading them. I'm not giving Stephan Stearns a platform. I got the messages without having to pay $10,000. So any other content creator would also be reading these messages if they had them. Okay, that's it. We're reading the messages. You guys can decide.
Journalists.
Yeah, you can decide what you want.
Just sources, and we just channel it out.
I don't have $10,000, and FOIA requests might not be possible. No, they're not, Nikki. FOIA is absolutely not free. And we contacted the prison, and they said unless you have a like, what do they call it in there? Not a search warrant. They said
FOIA just means you have access to it. It does not mean that you're going to get it for free. Some things are, some things are not.
Now, listen what they said. They said we are a state agency and fall under public records, but some items are exempt. Phone calls and emails and messages are handled by private contractors and would require a subpoena from a court of law to obtain their records, as they are not a state agency. Law enforcement agencies can obtain these records without subpoenas. However, as you are placing information on the internet, there is no guarantee any information is 100% safe from being corrupted. All right. So FOIA is not free, and they might not even be available there. Let's go.
Okay. Maybe everybody can just hold on to their questions and comments till toward the end, because all will be revealed, as Jay does, closer to 5:45. So just everybody be patient, please. Maybe say positive things, or how's the weather, or things of this nature. All right.
All right. Say whatever you want. Just don't.
Hello.
I'm talking shit.
First off, thank you sincerely for you and passing along my message to my parents. I am very thankful for that. Please let them know they need to add me on the tablet from their end. I can't add them from my end. They do that through Securus Tech. I believe there is an app for it as well as a website. I can try to call them with a free 5-minute call once I get my phone account set up. In the meantime, could you let them know I need them to please drop more funds into my canteen account? I had to get set up with some essential items, necessary essentials, and my account is very low now. I got cups, utensils, a lock for my locker, cost $10, but I made sure to get that too, but there wasn't much left over for actual food items, and I think after another week or two, they won't be able to send me any more funds until they are approved on my visitation list. So I need enough funds to last until that goes through. Since they asked for my info, you want me to leave that blank and not say that part where he says he's located and his number?
You don't have to put his number. I mean, everyone knows where he's located. He's at Wakala. And
no, it says the number. Are you reading it? It's on the page 3. I don't want, okay, I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, skip it.
Okay, and then the mailing address and all that crap. Okay, now there's a part where all of the words are together because he lost the space button. So give me a second here.
You're all good. All good.
If they want to send any books, just address it to his name, yada, yada. In fact, all of my property was taken and either destroyed right in front of me or thrown away. I have some religious books, but only what was given to me by charitable neighbors while in confinement at CFRC and Appalachia. Sorry, people. There are books available on the tablet, but only things that are free and public domain. So lots of classic literature. I'm currently reading The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. That's a good one for him to read.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Next page. Now I'm on the top of page 4.
All right.
The move was prompted because I had landed at Appalachia, which was basically one of the worst possible camps for me to be at. So I requested protection immediately and the classification people there reached out to the classification people here, and the staff here made the effort to have me pulled out of Appalachia and brought here to Wakula. Wakula? Sorry. Everyone in my dorm is PM status. I don't, what is that?
No, PM is it's damn, he explains it. Just keep going.
Protected? Okay.
Yeah, it's protective. Yeah.
Okay.
He explains it.
Okay, sorry. My asthma was kicking in, so I had to do my inhaler before we started, as well as the 3 other dorms in this section of the facility.
Yes.
And yes, I have made many friendly acquaintances. Friendly acquaintances here already. My first day, I had fellowship and discussed scripture with 3 of my neighbors from the bunks next to mine. And this facility is a night and day difference from where I was before. Much better, and air conditioning finally. Don't get me wrong, stuff still pops off here sometimes, but where I am, it's very rare. The only real problem in my dorm is drugs, but since I don't mess with that, it won't be a problem for me. The vibe in the dorm here is pretty relaxed. Many of the guys have been friendly enough helping me get acclimated, answering my endless questions about how this and that works. And I just got back from the chow hall. I've got a steaming hot cup of coffee, which is much cheaper here. Been chatting with my neighbors and went over a daily devotional with them. It's not so terrible when compared to where I've been. Good. So he's appreciating it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Cat's Meow, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, there are still some shady things, as you said, but that seems mostly to be if you get on the inmates or officers' bad sides, and they feel the need to send you packing. All in all, the move has been smooth, and as I approach the end of my first week here, I am settling in decently enough. I don't mind staying in touch. I'd be open to that, and I will do my best to answer what questions you might have.
I can take over for a minute if you need me to.
No, let me finish this
section.
All
right, go ahead.
I answered a very big question for last night, and I hope it sheds some insight on what really happened. I think staying quiet was not such a good thing. It only allowed the state to control the narrative, and they didn't care if they had the facts straight so long as they could get a conviction and a gold star sticker on their records. Yeah. Please pass my message on to my parents if you'd be so kind, and tell them I love them very much and miss talking to them. So add me on the tablet ASAP. There's so much to catch them up on. I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know if you have any questions. As I said, I will endeavor to be as open as comfortably or prudently possible. If I missed answering anything else you had wanted to know, don't hesitate to let me know. Take care, and thanks again.
All right, I'll take over for a bit. Take care of yourself. All right, listen, guys, listen. That was Stephan Stearns talking to me right now, and he has 21 life sentences. It doesn't matter what you guys believe or don't want to believe. The whole thing is me getting answers, going to Florida, to the law enforcement, to crimes unit, to the new district attorney or the new chief of police, and getting the information over to them so they can get the toxicology, the autopsy, and the case files and match those up with anyone else. Also, he's willing to answer any questions, whether they are sugared with powdered sugar and sprinkles, and he wants to make himself look better. We know much different. So it doesn't matter, right? Same thing, different. It's just like you watching Wade Wilson crap from years ago over and over. You're listening to people read the messages about him wanting to screw some chick over and over and over. We're just reading the messages from this month, and he implicates Jen, and he wants to keep on implicating Jen to law enforcement, which he's not going to gain a thing. He's got 21 life sentences. He's not getting out of this, guys, but it is telling you why he pled no contest, because he doesn't want to take full responsibility. Jen Soto is the one that gave Maddie multiple hits of weed, Ativan, and extra pills that night, which in turn made her throw up all over and be asphyxiated. Again, a toxicology and an autopsy will verify that. All right. I'm going to keep reading. All right. So where are we? September 16th to Stephan Stearns. Thanks for sharing your information and responding. I immediately reached out to your parents and let them know that they need to add you and get set up for the app, any visits for the future, as well as funding commissary. I know, get why they moved, or I get why they moved you, and you did luck out because the previous prison was the oldest and grossest one. Although I imagine all prisons have problems, especially D-rugs coming through, unnamed sources. Don't say too much. I don't want to say too much about that, but I absolutely believe the narrative of Maddie's story was taken by your silence, which leaves a lot to be desired for people to want to attack. Jen Soto, even though she may have, and this is me asking, may have not been involved in what happened to Maddie, question mark. Can I ask you to stand by that and her not being involved that night or in the morning? Was she involved? At this point, she will probably never get charged with anything unless we can know about it. I know we discussed the relationship to Maddie as you being her favorite person and her yours. Did Jen despise that you and maybe her, or maybe have an inclination of what was happening and turn a blind eye? You stated that you didn't start it. What does that mean? Big question for you is what happened to you that Saturday night before you returned to Maddie's house after the birthday party? Your parents said you asked them for anxiety meds and were stressed out of your mind. Question of the year is what happened? Did Maddie tell you that she was going to move with Tyler, or something that hurt your feelings and prompted you to feel anxious and out of sorts? Even your parents want to know. Also, I believe it was an accident and you wouldn't want that to happen to Maddie, and that's why she's not here. What happened then? I'd like to hear it from you, and then ask if you would like me to share it so people know and don't think that you're the complete monster all by yourself. I'm pretty blunt and open and don't want to offend you, but I'm going to be straightforward. I know your parents have the same questions as I do, and it tears them up a bit not knowing the truth. If you want to share some of this, I don't know why this is all put together, but maybe we can move it forward and stop rehashing the same ideas again and again and then blaming your parents. This is the biggest motivation that we need to change so we can get Jen Soto arrested. All right, whatever. Take care of yourself. Then the next thing that was on there was what I read you. This guy from the prison, Gary Hewitt, answered us, and he said that this agency falls under public records. Some items are exempt, phone calls, etc. You'd have to get a subpoena, but he's not sure, right? And the reason we're asking this is because we want to know if the FOIA requests are going to be able to, if this is going to come out in a year from now, and what information we want to put out there. If it's public, is it going to get redacted? We don't want to dox people. Okay,